with me. So today I would like to share to you about Houston Maritime Attorney Lawyer. Houston, the largest city in Texas and fourth largest city in the United States, is an ideal location for the maritime industry. The city not only sites along the coast of the Gulf of Mexico, but it is also surrounded by several lakes and bays. The Port of Houston serves as a leading public and private facilities port stretched out over 25 miles. As one of the busiest ports in the nation, maritime workers have numerous duties, including maintenance, commercial fishing, cargo handling, and more. Tragically, Austin has some of the highest numbers in the nation for maritime injuries and fatalities, many of which were a result of unseaworthy vessels and employer negligence. Houston maritime accidents and injuries. Crane accidents are prevalent in Houston, and sadly, a few of these incidents have ended tragically. In December of 2011, port worker Alan Chase was killed when a crane weighing 20 to 150,000 tons crashed on him. Another worker was operating the crane when it struck Chase. Co-workers and crew members must be aware of others at all times. However, if accidents are caused by defective equipment and or poor training in safety protocols, employers may be liable for damage. In another tragic maritime accident in Houston, Manuel Franks was killed in 2012 after a steel beam fell on him. Franks was by his truck waiting for it to be loaded at the port of Houston when the beam fell down and crushed him to death. Investigators stated that improper loading was the probable cause of the accident. In May of 2010, longshoremen won a settlement of $1.2 million after it was determined that negligence played a part in the worker developing lifelong injuries. The longshoreman, whose name was not released, was unloading materials at the port of Houston when a yard mole truck crashed into him. Consequently, he underwent neck surgery shortly after. Employer negligence and maritime accident. A multitude of Houston accidents and injuries could have been eliminated had workers been provided their legal rights to work on seaworthy vessels and in safe conditions. Each year, seamen are injured because of the sheer negligence and carelessness of employers' vessel employ careless- carelessness of employers, vessel owners, manufacturing companies, and other crew members. If a seaman is injured on the job because of the negligence of another party, the Jones Act mandates that employers are liable for damage. Keep in mind that if you are a seaman and have been injured on the job, you also have rights that protect you and hold the liable party accountable for damage. For more information, it's recommended to retain legal representation from an experienced Houston maritime attorney who understands maritime law on both state and federal levels. Meanwhile, for additional resources on your rights and compensation benefits, see our article Maritime Rights and Compensation, and for specific information on the Jones Act, see our article Jones Act Lawyer. Jones Act. Who qualifies? Who qualifies under the Jones Act? Under maritime law, the Jones Act law qualified seamen to seek legal compensation from their employer for their financial losses and the consequences of their physical injuries. There are, however, several provisions of the law, including specific liability guidelines and regulations. The Jones Act requires proof from a plaintiff that the injuries is resulted from negligence by the vessel owner, operator, or another seaman. The Act also allows seamen to sue their employer if their injuries were caused by a defect. in its design or manufacture that make the vessel unseaworthy. It is important to note that only persons who are legally qualified can file lawsuits under the Jones Act law. Legal qualifications for Jones Act compensation. Based on federal laws applied to railway workers, the Jones Act personal injury provisions provide seamen and their families the right to bring a civil action at law with the right by trial by jury against the employer if they are injured or killed due to negligence. Per maritime law, a seaman is someone who has an employment-related connection with a specific ship or shipping company. He must spend at least 30% of his working time with that ship or fleet of ships. In addition, the employee's duties must directly contribute to the ship's functions or to accomplishing its assigned tasks. If a worker legally meets these two qualifications, he is covered by the Jones Act personal injury clauses as a seaman. In contrast, shore-based workers in ports and harbors who are injured aboard a ship or other vessel do not automatically qualify to file claims under the Jones Act. In 2002, the U.S. Second District Court of Appeals rejected a longshoreman's Jones Act lawsuit against Wicks Marine and Colossal contractors because the plaintiff, Kirat Bahara, did not meet Act's definition of seaman. The court did find, however, that O'Hara had submitted evidence of the defendant's negligence that met the legal requirements of the Longshore and Harbor Worker Compensation Act, which covers dock workers, stevedores, and other port facility employees. This gives longshoremen similar legal protection against negligent employers or ship operators. Other Jones Act qualifications. An important concept in Jones Act qualification is the vessel's legal requirement to be in navigation. Under maritime law, a vessel is said to be in navigation if it is floating on water, operable, able to travel unassisted by tugs or other vessels, and in navigable waters which are suitable for domestic and foreign trade. Navigable waters can be rivers, ocean, inland lakes shared by two or more states or linked to other navigable bodies of water. A vessel does not have to be moving to be navigation. A ship moored to a dock or passenger terminal can be considered to be in navigation if it's floating on water as long as it legally under corporate ownership and carrying out its tasks. However, if the ship is being repaired or repaired on a dry dock, it is not legally in navigation. Guys, maybe that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And see you till next time.